Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to do a bit of a different video. Instead of doing our usual song lesson, we're going to have a look at my effects pedals. It's going to be a real fun video, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here it is, the grand reveal of my pedal board. So I'm using a Pedal Train 2 pedal board, and to that I've stuck on the Vox 847 wah pedal. It's just a nice standard wah. I used to have the Dunlop one, but I broke it, so I've replaced it with this. And then going over here, I've got the Mai Tai phaser. It's by a company called Tortuga Effects. I really recommend this company. They do some really great effects. They're well worth checking out. Then I've got the MXR tremolo. Then I've got the Electro Harmonics Memory Man, Moore Reverb, which I don't use that much, but it's a nice effect. Then I've got the Zvex Fuzzlo. This is a really great pedal, really like that for any kind of distorted, fuzzy kind of sounds. And then I've got a Whammy 5 pedal. I use that loads. I'll explain and demonstrate loads to do with that later. And then I've got the TU3 Classic tuner. I used to have the Polytune, but it broke. Don't let that put you off, but that was just my personal experience with it. I should also mention that I've got a Black Star pedal. This is the amp pedal that I use. It's got the clean channel, overdrive 1, overdrive 2, and reverb. The overdrive 2 is really good for your lead guitar stuff. You can kind of really crank the volume on that. And the reverb, to be honest, I use the reverb more on this than I've ever used the Moore Reverb. And that's nothing to say about the quality of the Moore Reverb. I just think the Black Star reverb just works really well for a lot of genres. So we're going to start by having a look at the phaser. This is the Mai Tai by Tortuga Effects. Let's have a look at what it does. So the Mai Tai phaser really can be deconstructed into one section copied and pasted twice. We've got the strength of the phase here, and then we've got the speed of the phase to the right of it. And then over here, we've got the same thing copied and pasted here, so we've got the strength of the phase and the speed of the phase again. It's just the same thing copied and pasted into another channel. So really just think of it as a pedal that really should be that size with two channels. So let's take a look at it. So I've dialed back the strength of the phase all the way to as low as it can go, and I've put in the speed just to about 10 o'clock. It's going to sound like this. Let's dial the phase in a bit more. And again. And one more time. And so you can see the more I dial it in, the more depth it gives the phase. Now let's dial that back a bit and try the same thing with the speed. So it more or less sounds like a normal guitar clean sound at this point. So I really like this pedal. It's got a lot to offer. It's got the second channel for those live scenarios to set up two different phases. And I think it's got a really nice, deep, watery kind of effect. And I really recommend it to anyone who's thinking about getting a phaser pedal. So now we're going to take a look at the Whammy 5 pedal. And this is arguably my favourite pedal of the lot. So this is a really interesting pedal. Not only have we got the normal pitch shifting elements, ranging from 2 octaves up to 3 octaves down using the foot switch, we've also got a harmony element, so we can add in an octave to our playing or take an octave down with our playing, as well as things like adding in a perfect fourth and perfect fifth. I'm going to demonstrate that for you now. Another nice feature to the Whammy 5 pedal is the addition of a chorus effect. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of ideas you can play around with this pedal. I actually use this pedal for the solo in Killing in the Name, Rage Against the Machine, playing that live. It's really good because you can get that 2 octaves up. That sounds really good. And I also used it once for playing the guitar solo for Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, and that's a really good feature. For that one, you just put in a fifth on that on the harmony. So now we're going to take a look at the MXR tremolo pedal. And this I thought was quite a safe investment. I was looking for a tremolo pedal for quite a while, but I thought the MXR one was the good one to settle on because it was quite a solid pedal, quite a safe and reliable one, and it had quite a pristine sound with it. Let's check it out. So with the MXR tremolo, we've got the controls for the depth of the signal, or how thick or thin we want the signal to be. We've got the shape, which can control how smooth or how stuttery we want the tremolo to sound. And then we've also got the speed of the tremolo here. So now we're going to have a look at the Electro Harmonics Memory Man. And this is quite a confusing pedal. I myself still haven't mastered all of the settings on it, but I'm going to tell you what I know. So to start with, we've got the blend dial, and this determines the amount of wet or dry signal we can input into the pedal. Next to that we've got the decay dial and also the filter dial. And those do different things depending on what preset you're on. For example, if you're in either the 3-second delay or the 1-second delay, the decay acts as a reverb. But if you were to put it in the 300 milliseconds, then the decay acts as a modulator right here. It's quite an interesting dial, that one, and like I say, it does different things depending on what preset you're on. Next to those two, we've got the amount of repeats you want to dial in. That's a pretty self-explanatory dial right there. And next to that, we've got the delay dial, which determines the time of the delays. So I'm going to start off by showing you the echo setting at 3 seconds. On the multi-tap setting, on 1 second plus reverse echo, you can do something quite interesting. By pressing and holding down the tap delay button, you can actually achieve a reverse signal. You can take that one step further by putting it on the déjà vu setting. By taking down the decay on the reverse echo, you can actually achieve live backwards guitar. So now we're going to have a look at a much simpler pedal, the Zvex Fuzz Low. I've always wanted a fuzz pedal, but I could never be bothered with the intricacies of fuzz tone. I just wanted something which sounded good and worked all the time. And that's exactly what you get with the Zvex Fuzz Low. It simply just has a volume dial and then a pulse width dial, and I'll get into that one in a second. Anyway, here's how it sounds. So as you can hear, the pedal's got a lot of power to it, and I haven't even put the volume past the quarter up. Now the pulse width, the more we dial this in, the more it adds decay to the effect of the guitar, and it's going to sound like this. So it adds a wonderful crackling to the effect of the fuzz. And that's the only feature that it has other than the volume. It's a really great pedal and I really recommend adding it to your pedalboard. Now we're going to have a look at the Moore Shimverb. It doesn't get much use on my pedalboard, but it has an interesting ethereal reverb when you max it out. Here's how it sounds. The only time I've ever used a setting like that in a live scenario was when I played live with a band and we played the song Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles, and with that I replicated the vocal lines. So I don't really get a lot of use out of this pedal, but I will just show you the basics of this pedal anyway.